Welcome back to a much delayed episode of Was, the podcast exclusively for people who know I am Spartacus. We are your hosts as always. I'm Nick.
I'm Andrew LZ, and it's been like 2 months, probably at least.
It's been at least a month and a half.
Yeah. How are you? How are you?
Work sucks. I hate being a professional. I hate having to wake up every morning and do a job.
That you don't
Because
enjoy doing?
no, that's the problem. I like my job. I'm good at my job. It's just been very hectic since hell over the last probably 12 months, to be honest with you. And I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know, it happens to the best of us. I'm a year older than I was. Yeah, and yeah, it's okay
Yeah,
though.
I get it.
We get through these seasons. Winter is leaving hopefully soon. It's been in the 60s and 70s here in Southeast Missouri the last couple days, so I'd sure as hell like it to stay that way.
Yeah. I mean,
What about you?
It's been getting nicer out here. I mean, it's definitely I've been better, but I've also been able to keep kind of a positive attitude ish. I do feel like I'm in my own prison. But that is
Great
also
Creed
what
song.
is it? I didn't really listen to Creed.
How dare you?
I didn't have any of their album, so I like that. I didn't have any of their album because it was mainly just that. No, that's Jars of Clay. It was mainly that one album that didn't have everything, right? It all their big ones.
Yeah.
So, but no, I've been better, but I'm also doing pretty good. Like I said, spirits are high. I'm very optimistic, and I feeling pretty confident right now. I really am, even though
Good.
life feels like it could be in the shitter, and I could easily look at it that way, but I'm choosing not to, and I feel pretty good about that. So, but also been watching a lot of movies, been watching a lot of TV. Still watching King of the Hill. Weirdly, incredibly progressive for what it is because like it guises itself.
I love King of the Hill so much.
It guises itself as something that's going to be problematic, but then they just like kind of turn it on your head, and it's so good. So I've been watching that. Also been watching Community just to get through it as well. And what about you? Before I get to like the movies I've been watching.
Uh, I I've actually been watching the Halo series on
Oh,
Paramount a lot. It got a lot of flack for people not liking it.
I
Uh,
didn't get past the first episode of the
I got,
series.
yeah, I mean, I like entertainment. I like media. I
Yeah,
like movie and TVs. I even like bad movie and TVs sometimes. I don't think this is necessarily bad. I think it is an interpretation of a video game that a lot of us grew up playing in our age group, and you know it wasn't exactly the deepest story Halo One. Um, it did have a good story, but we were all just playing it for the multiplayer. I wasn't invested in Halo lore by any stretch of the imagination. But I think this does a really fun job of action and adventure and stakes. And no, it's not a 6'8" guy in a mask that never takes the helmet off.
we
But
get the guy.
yeah, it would be a really boring series uh, with just this nondescript giant protagonist.
Okay.
So it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. I've also been on just a binge of a rewatch of New Girl. It
Great
is
show.
just so damn good. Nick Miller has cemented himself as the greatest character in television history for me through this rewatch.
He's
Um,
up there for me, but I mean
if
Leslie Knope is still
I mean,
high.
Leslie Knope is still high. Don't get me wrong, but there's just something about Nick Miller, and it was never more clear than the episode when They're wondering why the towel
Yeah,
is still damp.
intimate.
It's like, I can tell you this much. That's my towel. I've never seen that towel in my life.
Yeah. And I've dried myself with that thing every single day.
Yeah.
I don't wash a towel. The towel washes me.
Towel washes me.
I get out of the shower. I'm as clean as a damn baby.
So good though. It's so good.
Wait, you wash your
Um,
towel?
Love it. I will say this: not that I try to keep up with TV and movie news as Drew and I both try to do. I was a little not upset, but flabbergasted, I guess would be the term I would use, of the news that came out today. I was reading on the interwebs, if you will, that Paramount is moving ahead with a Ferris Bueller spinoff.
Oh, with the two guys. I'm not
It's
mad at that. I actually said
Sam. Yes,
let me play the one guy. I've got the hair. I
it's
just
Sam.
I weigh 80 pounds more
Yeah.
than that man has ever weighed.
Yes, it's Sam and Victor's day off, and it follows over a single day the two garage attendants that take out
The Porsche.
the Ferrari,
Oh, it's a Ferrari, right? Yeah.
the GT California, which isn't actually a real car, everyone. But yeah, I think Ferris Bueller is one of those movies that you just like.
You
It's a
don't really
moment in
need to
time.
touch.
It's a moment in time. It doesn't need a spin-off. It doesn't need a sequel. Doesn't need a prequel. It definitely didn't need that really shitty TV show with Jennifer Aniston that lasted like 3 episodes.
I don't know that.
Oh, it was real bad. But we're getting it. Paramount likes money. So
Yeah, but the thing is, they also canceled the Workaholics movie, so fuck Paramount Plus. Sorry, that's a this is important uh uh shout out. That's the Workaholics guys podcast.
I do love Workaholics.
I love those guys. I'm a huge Durs guy. He's one of like I'm a big Adam fan. I'm a big Kyle fan. I'm a big Blake fan, but he's like it sucks that he's my least favorite because I do love him, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just it goes. I think Kyle Durs, Adam Blake, big Durs guy, big Durs guy.
I like it.
So, but yeah, I'm okay with it just because nothing's sacred anymore, so it doesn't really matter. So
I get it.
I'm fine with everything because no matter what, it's going to happen. If it's going to happen, I'm just going to deal with it, and because there's nothing I can do about it. So
You're not wrong. It's just it's upsetting because there are certain things that I feel are untouchable.
I mean, if Beetlejuice is getting a sequel,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I can deal with just about anything. All
You're
right.
not wrong.
I didn't want Beetlejuice to have a sequel, but you know what? We're getting one.
You
So
mean Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice?
I actually don't hate that.
I don't hate the title
favorite
at all.
part of it. That's my favorite part of it is the fact that it's called Beetlejuice, which is very clever.
Jenna Ortega playing Lydia's
That's like
daughter.
it's the
I mean, it's
least
a little on the
exciting thing
nose,
for me.
right?
It's the least exciting thing for me.
It's a little on the nose.
I didn't watch what's it called Wednesday either. I still
Wednesday
need
was
to.
actually really good. It was good.
I'm sure I do need to watch it. I just haven't. So,
My
but
kids loved it.
I'm sure I'm sure it's a great. Oh yeah, Beetlejuice. Nothing. We went from Paramount Plus, the Ferris Bueller, and then I brought up Beetlejuice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay. Super Bowl also happened in the meantime, and we got a bunch of trailers.
We did. We got a bunch of good trailers.
Deadpool and Wolverine does look like a lot of fun, and after it came on,
like that
we watched the first two.
Yeah, I like that it's not Deadpool 3. I like that they changed the title. I like that it's Deadpool and Wolverine. And Drew is correct. Both of us, independent of one another, without each other knowing, did watch the first Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2 over again.
And you know what? The first one's brilliant, and the
Holds
second
up,
one's
man.
still funny, just not as.
No, it's not as funny. It does have a lot of redeeming qualities, though. The fact that we got a proper Juggernaut instead of Vinny and his "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch."
Yeah, but the
Uh,
thing is, I love Vinny Jones.
yeah,
I'm
no,
a
I
huge
love
Vinny
Vinny
Jones
Jones.
fan.
We got a proper Juggernaut, is all I'm
He
saying.
didn't. He wasn't wearing a very dumb helmet. I mean, you could have done so much better
So much better.
for Vinny.
We also got Peter. Uh, it's one of my favorite parts of the second one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, is it Peter?
That's his name in the movie,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
But
weird that
but
they would
Deadpool
name him
keeps
Peter. They would name him Peter with the fact that he's so connected to Spider-Man.
yeah.
And yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm just
But
overthinking things.
but yeah, there's what powers do you have? Oh, I have none. I just saw the ad and thought
Saw
this
the
would be
ad.
fun.
Thought it would be fun.
You're
You're in.
hired.
You're, you're in.
Vanisher being
Rob
the
Hugh.
second cameo from Brad Pitt.
Yeah. The thing is, if he got Brad Pitt, he can get literally anybody, and Taylor Swift is going to be in Deadpool.
Oh,
And
Taylor
Wolverine.
Swift is 100% going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Uh,
100%. I'm excited that we're going to get the real X-Men in the Marvel universe. We're going to get like in the trailer alone there were some hints at Secret Wars and Doctor Doom himself.
Yep.
I don't think we get proper Doctor Doom until Fantastic Four drops, which I'm sure you and I will talk about here shortly. But we do have hints at it.
Yeah.
Hickman's Secret Wars 5 is on the beach
Left.
in the desert. It
seems
left of the screen. It's on the left side of the
Yeah.
screen.
It seems like a tundra, like no, not a tundra. What's
like that doesn't look cold.
Yeah.
Looks like a salt flat
tundra.
almost.
Yeah, salt flat. There it is. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. And yeah, it kind of looks, and then also like that green soda that Hulk was working on in the Incredible Hulk movie is
Yes.
also laying on top of it, which is kind of weird, but it's there.
A lot of callbacks, a lot of
Pyro's in the trailer.
That is correct.
I saw him. I was like, Pyro, because I watched X2 a ton.
It's a good movie. I know everybody thought it was better than the first one. I personally like the first one better, but I'm not a huge fan of the Singer universe.
Yeah. Do you know why they've
overall.
kind of delayed the newest series like of X-Men?
The 97?
No, the bringing the actual X-Men into the MCU.
No, I do not know.
And making like actual mutant movies.
Why's that?
Because if they name any title X-Men, Bryan Singer gets a bit.
Fuck that guy.
So no matter what, if the name X-Men is in the title, he
gets a cut.
He gets a cut.
Well, screw
So
that guy.
I think they're trying to figure out something. But
yeah. Speaking of the X-Men, though, we did get an X-Men 97 trailer.
Yes, looks fun. There's a
fun.
very controversial bit in the trailer.
Which bit would you be talking about, sir?
The charging of the claws.
I don't think that's controversial. I think it's awesome.
As cool as it is, it's so controversial.
I don't think it's controversial. I think it's awesome.
I think
I knew you were going to say it too.
I think it's cool too, but call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I am a Gambit fan as well.
Oh, speaking of Gambit, real quick to jump back to Deadpool and Wolverine, the rumor mill has it that Channing Tatum may show up as Gambit at some point.
Yeah, and
as
then
just
Daniel
a cameo.
Radcliffe and maybe Taron Egerton could be a different
Wolverines.
I would love Daniel Radcliffe to.
Oh yeah.
Like, and the thing is, I watched a breakdown of the trailer, and they're like, and you know what? Daniel Radcliffe's been getting in good shape lately. I was like, no, you don't get it. Daniel's been in shape. That dude stays in like, for some reason that guy is always ripped. I don't know why, but you know what? If you watch the last 4 seasons of Miracle Workers, that guy is always ripped.
He is.
Don't know why. And then he is willing to do anything because that he can do anything. he
He's
has
a
the
great
free
actor, period.
and he has the financial freedom to do
To do
whatever
whatever
he
he wants.
wants,
Yep.
and he chooses to be weird, and I love that
Yeah.
about him. So
Uh, but no, on X-Men 97, I do like that it picks up right where the animated series from the 90s
yeah,
left off.
where
Professor
Professor
X has
X
just
died.
died. Magneto is taking over the X-Men, basically. The art style I find to be this really cool hybrid between the 90s version and this kind of new, almost cel-shaded. I like it. I think
Yeah,
it looks interesting.
I like the
Uh,
character designs too. I think
really like the character designs.
we're staying pretty close. So
Hearing Logan say "bub" in the trailer made my heart 3 sizes larger that day. Uh, so it was nice.
yeah,
It's nostalgia. It's my
absolutely.
childhood coming back. They know that I have the money to pay
Buy
for
these
things
things
like
now.
this. Yes.
We didn't have them then, where our parents were just keeping it from us.
Yes.
Now we
No
have
more
the,
gatekeepers.
now we have it, and now I can't afford it.
No. Now, my understanding, you told me you did not watch some of the other big trailers,
uh,
correct?
I with certain movies I don't watch trailers for. Like I didn't watch Wicked, which I've
Okay.
never watched the stage adaptation. I haven't read the
So good.
book. I had a girl that I loved in high school who was obsessed with it, and I just was not about it. And the thing is, I've always loved Wizard of Oz. I just didn't need anything else. I haven't watched a single trailer for Dune 2. There's a trailer happening right in front of me, and I'm not watching it.
Yeah, I have decided that I took the very much your approach on Dune 2. I have not watched a single trailer yet, only because I want to go in blind.
Yeah,
I loved the first one so much.
I feel like
Well, the second one, but you get what I'm saying.
yeah, you get to a point where you just start looking for the things that you've seen in the trailer, and like I'd rather them be fresh
Sure.
now for some reason. It's just like maybe like a couple years ago I would watch like literally any trailer. Like most of my YouTube algorithm was movie trailers. So but I'll still watch some like Marvel ones. I don't mind, just because
No.
you know what, it's a
It's
lot of the same stuff. It's a
Well, and it's
continuous
low
story.
stakes.
Yeah,
It's low stakes and a continuous story.
and I'm watching a new episode of the series that is Marvel. So it's fine, because there's going to be another new episode in a couple months.
Yep. Yep.
That's the
That's,
way
I
I
mean,
think about it.
now, I mean, in 2024, we are getting Deadpool, and I believe that is it from a movie standpoint.
Yes, that is their only movie release this year.
I
So
don't know from a streaming standpoint, like what is coming to Disney Plus, if they have any shows coming to Disney Plus
they have a couple. I think they have 3 coming out this year.
this year.
Yeah. And Echo came out last year, right?
Echo came out January this year.
So that might be one of 3. So which I liked Echo. I liked Echo. I thought it was fine. I like the character. I think the world building like around that, like especially bringing in Kingpin again, even though we just had him.
Yeah.
Was,
Here we go. Agatha Darkhold Diaries comes out this fall. We talked about X-Men 97, and then apparently there is a Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which was formerly known as Spider-Man Freshman Year, which is an animated prequel side quill weird thing, and then Eyes of Wakanda comes out this year as well. But only one movie.
Heard of that one. Yeah. And then next year's like Thunderbolts,
Captain America: Brave New World,
Captain America, and
possibly
then,
Thunderbolts, possibly Blade,
and Fantastic Four. We finally got our cast.
Oh. I'm stoked about this cast.
Yeah,
honestly.
same here. I love Pedro Pascal. I love Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah.
I like Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
Get weird. Okay, this is going to be a weird take, and this is nothing against Joseph Quinn. Is he hot enough to be Johnny Storm?
I think so. As long as Johnny Storm gets to play Metallica on top of an RV.
I mean, maybe. I mean, he's back there. I have
listen. He's cool. He's cool forever for me for that scene from Stranger Things. Yeah. Is all I'm saying.
And like I said, nothing against Joe Quinn. I like Joe Quinn. I just didn't think he like Johnny Storm's kind of supposed to be hot, right?
I mean, he is the Human Torch.
Yeah, Sue Storm's arguably very hot, and then I mean you get Vanessa Kirby, um,
Gorgeous.
but I mean Human Torch, Johnny
Yeah.
Storm should be a little hot, uh, and then you get I mean you never know, Joe Quinn might just get in the gym and just
Yep.
become just like a god, but
Yeah.
and then you got Ebon from the Bear,
The bear. Yeah.
and he's playing
The
Ben
thing.
Grimm, which is exciting. It sucks that I mean you're gonna kind of cover him completely up, but
Yeah.
I'm
It,
excited to see what they do for this version of the Thing.
if the Valentine's Day drop of this cast, the picture that they dropped on Twitter is to be believed, this movie will take place in the 60s. I believe 67 is what people are speculating. Um, they are talking about, or at least the rumors are, that Javier Bardem is being courted to play the planet eater himself, Galactus, and that they
They're also
are
looking for Silver Surfer
scouring, auditions for Silver Surfer, and then
and
apparently we
the
will
robot.
see at least, yes, the robot. We will at least see a uh, a teaser of Doctor Doom, is what they say.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I think the teaser of Doctor Doom could be at the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. If
I
I'm,
would tend to agree. I think so as well.
I'd like
Uh,
to see that just because I mean I
well,
wanted Doctor Doom for a while,
well, and
man.
hold on. Let's bring this together real quick. There's another rumor about Deadpool related to the Fantastic Four that we may see Chris Evans back in the
Oh, I
Marvel
know.
universe,
I think
but
it's gonna
not as
happen.
Captain America, as Johnny Storm.
Yeah, I think it'll happen.
Yeah.
And it'd be awesome if they got Jessica Alba, the other guy, and the other guy. Uh, uh, what's I know like the one guy was on the Shield, and the other guy is like. Admittedly, his name is hard to say because it's European and it's very
Yes.
European.
I get what you're saying though. We know that Elektra's going to be there.
Yes, she is
So we know
back.
Jennifer Garner has been confirmed.
They're pulling out all the stops
They're
for this
pulling
one.
up.
This is basically No Way Home.
Yeah.
This is their No Way Home.
Yeah.
So
So I'm excited to see the first family of Marvel be introduced properly into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I mean, it seems like ever since the multi Fallout, really, the fallout of the declining success of their movie franchises into phase 5, I guess we'll say, the multiverse saga. Each one of those movies has made less and less at the box office outside of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which,
yeah,
anyway,
you watched that recently, didn't
I
you?
did watch that
That
recently
I
again.
mean, that's a
That's hard.
choice.
That's a hard watch, in a good way. But
Yes,
and then obviously with
we'll
the
get to my hard
fallout,
watch later.
yeah, the fallout from the Jonathan Majors situation, I think they are really trying hard to course correct here. And I think they see, since they've pushed everything out of 2024 and into 2025 and beyond, and it seems like they're recasting and changing their direction. It seems like they're really trying to right the ship, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I
And I
think
think
they
they're
put all their
using
eggs
Deadpool.
in a basket, and that basket got its
the,
entire
the
bottom cut
yeah,
out.
the bottom was cut out. So I think Deadpool is really a make or break moment for them, and I think it's the moment that redefines the Marvel Cinematic Universe moving forward.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it should be fine. Like I said, like it's the only thing that they're putting out this year, so they have to. It's going to be the biggest movie of the year.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, and all their eggs are literally in one basket.
yeah, and you know what? I think Ryan Reynolds is the right person to put that
And
in
Hugh
someone's
Jackman, come
hands.
on now.
Yeah, but I think Ryan Reynolds, the man's a marketing genius.
Oh yes, we
Uh,
talked about that.
so I think this is the right the right thing. Um, and I'm excited because it could be like slightly attached to Loki as well because it's got the
Yeah.
TVA in it.
Yep.
So I'm pretty excited about it.
Would love to
Uh,
see Tom Hiddleston show up. That'd be great.
I I guess staying with the MCU, kind of. I saw Madam Web,
Ugh.
and you know what? I will say it's not as bad as everybody's making it out to be. It is bad. It is.
Is it Morbius bad?
It's the same.
It's the same. Okay.
Uh, very stiff acting also from Dakota Johnson, but you know that going in because if you know what kind of an actor she is, she's kind of a stiff actor. I guess she gets work. That's what they're paying her to do. So I guess she's doing it.
She's a part of the Nepo Club, man.
So, but she keeps getting cast.
Yeah.
Uh, but some of the like literally, I'm not kidding. I was sitting in my seat at some points in the movie, and I was just
Huh?
mouth open for minutes at a time. Just like, what is happening in the, what am I watching right now?
Is there
It,
even a coherent story being told in this film?
yes, but it takes some weird leaps, man. And the thing is, all right, this is not a spoiler because everybody's been talking about it. They're complaining the fact that they don't see like the girls in their spider costumes that much,
Until
and
the yeah.
we only see them in dream sequences.
Ah.
But you know what? You saw them. Who cares if it was a dream sequence? You saw them. They were there in the costumes. Obviously, they put like a weird haze around it as if it was like you were looking at it from somebody else's perspective, like through another perspective. So it was like third hand perspective. But you got them in the costumes. It wasn't for
Yeah.
very long. I get it.
Gotcha.
But the costumes look great.
Oh, good.
We see them in flashes, but you know we've seen the behind the scenes photos and you know what they look like. They look good. uh, but the movie's just not good. Oh man. Okay.
I have to ask because I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not gonna see the movie.
Okay.
Uh, is Adam Scott Uncle Ben?
Yes.
Good God.
And
Ugh.
they completely like kind of waste the whole thing. It's just to imply the fact that this is also
This
in
is
the
a
Spider
shared universe.
Universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the
Does he
thing is,
say with great responsibility or
they
with great power
skirt
comes great
around it so
responsibility?
much. They skirt around it. Like they say like almost it like 4 times in the movie.
Oh, you
Peter
think when
Parker, we see Peter Parker in the movie. He's not named. He's
he's a
never
baby,
once,
probably.
we never just born. We literally see Peter Parker's birth, but it's not Tobey Maguire, it's not Andrew Garfield,
Tom
it's not
Holland.
Tom Holland. It's not any one of their characters technically. It's a fourth one.
Did
Um
do you think that when Stan Lee and Steve Ditko wrote the "With great power comes great responsibility," they knew that it would be shit on decades and
so
decades
hard.
later? Yeah.
Like it was so like hard. Like not kid they almost said it
God.
4 different ways. It was that was upsetting. But I mean the movie's it once again it's with the same thing as Morbius. There's a slightly good movie somewhere
Somewhere
underneath it,
there. Yeah.
but it's missing because of editing. The editing is just poor.
It makes you wonder how Sony can be so amazing
They're
at
too
one
hands
thing.
on. They're too hands on.
Well, what I was getting ready to say was, look at the Spider Verse movies. I mean, those for those years were in our top 10 films. In fact, Across the Spider Verse was my number 4 film of 2023. Like, that's how good I thought that movie was. And I saw a crap ton of movies from 2023.
Same
Same
here, yeah.
with same with Into the Spider Verse. That movie was a revelation, and these were both Sony financed and run Spider-Man films.
You know what? I think they don't think of animation too closely, I imagine. Because
I mean,
Sony actually has a great animation studio. Like a lot of their stuff is good.
yeah. So I just boggles my mind that they can be so good at a superhero thing when it comes to Spider-Man and the Miles story that's being told in Spider-Verse, and be so bad at it with Morbius, Madam Web, and say what you will about the Venom set of movies. This There Will Be Carnage was awful.
Yeah, Carnage was bad. I like the first one. The first
The
one's
first one was
okay.
fine. It was
It's
good. It
okay.
was, yeah, okay
Um,
would be.
but I can I tell you about a new movie that I did see that I loved?
Yes, I would love to hear that.
Dude, I saw Lisa Frankenstein. I had been
Oh,
waiting for this
I'm
movie.
jealous. That movie looks so good.
It's it's not good like in a way that like most people are going to consider it good. It's a good way like for people who love like kind of like camp.
Well, I'm in.
It's intentionally camp and it's a lot of fun.
I'm in.
It never takes itself too seriously. It's constantly biting its own cheek. And Catherine Newton buys in 100%. All the other people around her do as well. I think Dylan Sprouse is the boy, and it's either Dylan or Cole, but is a lot of fun. They have so like he doesn't speak until the end of the movie, and he's still great. But it's just Gina Carano, not Gina Carano, wrong Gina,
Wrong Gina.
Gina Carlo Gugino is in it as well, and she's just kind of 100% in as well. Uh, and you know what? Okay, this isn't a spoiler because it doesn't really matter. You know the dad from Stranger Things,
Yes.
Ted.
Yeah.
He ends up being Catherine Newton's dad in the movie and Carlo Gugino's new husband. And as soon as I saw him, I just went, fucking Ted. But no, it's Cole Sprouse. Cole Sprouse. But you know what? This movie is was written by Diablo Cody, so it's gonna have like very Jessica. What's the what was her movie? Um, Jennifer's Body.
Jennifer's Body. Yeah.
It's
Sorry.
it's it's very much like in the same kind of universe that Jennifer's Body is in, but this I know you probably didn't see this one movie, but have you seen? Did you see Teeth?
Yes.
This movie for me feels like Teeth of meets Burying the X
Oh.
with Anton Yelkin, Alex
Mm-hmm.
Daddario, and Ashley Green. All eight first names. That's I just not noticed that. But yeah, it feels like Teeth meets Burying the X,
Interesting.
and I like it. And it's set like in the 90s, I believe, or late 80s or early
It,
90s.
it looks like late '80s from the trailer that I've seen,
And I
but
loved it. It's not like a Frankenstein story. She doesn't
mm-hmm.
create him.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's what I was kind of hoping for. But you know what? Like what they do with the movie, and directed by Zelda Williams.
Oh,
Rob,
Robin's daughter.
yeah, and she was in a couple shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
But really good. I like you could tell her and like by the way she shot, and then the editors, they all watched the movies that we also grew up watching.
Awesome.
So you could tell like that level of care was in it.
That's
So
awesome.
I really I loved Lisa Frankenstein. I thought I gave it an 8 out of 10, which I wish I could give it higher, but like it's not going to be like an amazing movie, but it's a really
It's
it's
a
a
solid movie.
good comedy. So
Awesome. Yeah, I'll
and
definitely need to check it out.
Catherine Newton, like I said, she goes all in for this movie, and I love her for it. So like yeah, I've been kind of if like I was like, do I like Catherine Newton? And you know, after this movie, I just like, yeah, I like Catherine Newton.
Do I like Catherine Newton?
Yeah. So I loved Lisa Frankenstein. So and then there was also looping back to the and it'll come up, I'm sure, during our 1996 draft, but there was the trailer for Twisters, which could also be another big summer movie, which could cross 1 billion. I
Glenn
don't know if it
Powell.
will. Dude, I'm ready for a Glenn Powell summer again. I'll take another
I'm I'm
three
down
straight
for yeah,
three
three
straight
straight
Glenn
summers.
Powell. Yeah, of Glenn Powell. I'm done. I'm down with it.
I
Like,
like him. I think
yeah,
he's a fun just actor. He's a good looking dude too. Like
yeah,
you can't take that away from him.
pretty dude. And then Yeah, I'm down for Twisters. Once again, it will come up. Um,
Oh,
and then
100%.
my sister asked me, like she was, I was like, we were kind of berating each other, saying, like trying to get each other to watch new things. She's like, you don't watch like the stuff that I suggest. So I was like, all right, then suggest something for me, and I'll watch it today on my day off. And she's like,
Mm.
Banshees of Inisherin. I watched it today. Really good movie. I
Hmm.
like the set. I like the way it looks more than anything. Uh,
Oh, the way it's shot is beautiful.
and the Barry and Carrie Condon story is my favorite part. Like, I don't really care too much about like uh, the Colin Farrell and uh, what's his name, the other guy. I can't think of his name. Um,
I mean, he's a famous actor, for crying out loud. Why can't I think
Brendan
of his name?
Gleeson. Gleeson.
Thank you.
And Brendan Gleeson. I like the story. I mean, the fact that they kept taking it so far, their whole thing, was a bit much. But man, Barry Keoghan just breaks your heart. Like obviously there's some bad stuff happening with him in the like that throughout the movie, but when he has
Just
that,
so we're all clear, though, no bathtubs were harmed in this
no, he
film.
doesn't like soap. He doesn't like soap. Uh, I don't know if we established that he likes soap and Saltburn either, but but um, but man, that scene with Carrie Condon on the lake was devastating.
Hmm.
And then what happens with him at the lake was even more devastating. Man, but I liked it. I liked it.
It's a good
What's
film.
it? Same rating as Lisa Frankenstein, 8 out of
8
10.
out of 10.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair rating for that movie.
yeah. All right, hey, let's take a quick break and then we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back, Nick. I timed that really poorly.
It's okay. How about you lead us off? Give us
I
your
didn't.
10th best movie
I didn't have a
of.
chance to rewatch this because it's not streaming anywhere. This is
It
the
is 1996, everyone.
1996. It is directed by somebody that we kind of mentioned earlier. It is
Okay.
directed by Tim Burton,
Okay.
starring Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito, Michael J. Fox, Jim Brown, uh, Jack Black is in this movie. It's Mars Attacks, man.
I I knew you were going to have this on your list. I absolutely knew it.
I haven't had a chance to watch it in years. I still love this movie. It's
I
so weird.
appreciate it more now
Oh
than
yeah,
I
same.
did when it came out, for sure. The level of satire in this film,
So much.
insane.
It's
And
nothing.
it's got
It's
a killer
nothing but.
cast.
It's nothing
No,
but
it's
satire.
everything that it is satire.
And then Pam Greer's in here too, and I
Yep.
love Pam Greer. Uh, yeah, no, this movie is completely ridiculous. Lucas Haas, I've completely forgot it was Lucas Haas, is the grandson of the old lady who ends up becoming the reason why we find out that we can destroy the Martians with old like yodeling show tunes or whatever.
Jack Nicholson is actually rather hilarious in this
Yeah.
movie.
Uh it's
Did you
it's
say Glenn Close? Because I don't think you mentioned the
I,
fact that Glenn Close is in this film.
I completely forgot Glenn Close.
Pierce Brosnan,
Pierce
Annette Bening.
Dude, no, my favorite part is Jessica Parker, Sarah Jessica Parker. Uh, she's, I think she's with Brendan, not Pierce Brosnan. She's like he's like a news host, and she's like a celebrity,
Yep.
and she always has like a little chihuahua, and
Little
then
Chihuahua with her, yeah.
they end up switching heads, and
Heads, yeah.
you see Sarah Jessica just dealing with the fact that she's on a chihuahua body, has almost zero issues with it, and then the chihuahua on top of her body is going nuts. It's, oh my god, this movie was so insane so early, and I love it.
Jack Nicholson plays two characters in this movie, everyone.
He's the president, and who else?
He also owns the Galaxy Casino.
Yeah, he does. He's in all that prosthetic. Yeah, he's
Yes.
weird. Like he employs Jim Brown or something. Yeah, I don't remember Annette Bening, but
Annette Bening is the casino owner's wife.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember her, but like I said, I need to rewatch this movie. I've Natalie Portman's in this movie. I
I
completely
don't
forgot
think you
about
brought up
her.
the fact that Marty Short is in this as well.
Yeah, but like he's he's like the entertainment partner with Sarah Jessica Parker.
He's the press
Yeah.
secretary for the
Oh, that's right.
president.
Yeah. But the movie's completely ridiculous.
Oh,
You get like
absolutely.
the most ridiculous special effects, but it looks like what they would have done like in the 50s if they
Oh
had
yeah.
the money.
It's like what he tried to do with Ed Wood, but in color.
Yes.
you
And
know?
I love the movie just because it is chaos. It's so much chaos. And like the whenever the Martians, they're so weird looking and
Oh,
like
I think they're. Oh, I love them. I
and they
love them.
their ray guns turn your body into like either red or green
Yeah.
skeletons, and I love that. And that's why like whenever Jack Black, he wants to be a hero so bad,
Mm-hmm.
he runs into battle, he's not really prepared, and his pants fall down.
Yes. Um, no, I. Christina Applegate's also in the movie for a little bit. Tom Jones plays himself in this movie. This is a fun movie.
Yeah, it's very fun. I love this. Like I
The camp is all the way up to 11.
yeah, and like you said, it's only gotten better as we've gotten a little bit older, just because it's so weird.
Oh, this has aged like fine wine.
Yeah. All right, Nick.
Well,
What's oh
it was the template of having all these like A-list Hollywood actors
do a
bringing them
comedy?
together to do a ridiculous comedy.
Yes.
And they should do this more often. Like seriously.
Yeah,
This is a lost art.
I think we're kind of getting back to that if the studios don't get in the way.
This is the end is kind of
Well, yeah, that was
a
close.
similar,
Yeah,
aspect.
it's apocalypse. Basically,
Yeah.
what? Yeah. Uh,
So
but Nick, what is your number 10?
I have to state for the record that my list of 1996 movies is just pure nostalgia from top to bottom.
Okay,
Um, I went
I'm
with
cool with that.
I went with my heart on this.
All right.
Um, so
I went a little heart. I went a little heart.
my number 10 film made me believe I could fly,
Oh no.
but
It's
not
not
pee on
that
people.
it's not that good, but it's nostalgic.
That's right, everybody. The 10th highest grossing film of 1996, Space Jam.
I believe I can fly. Woo!
Oh. No, listen, this movie is not good. I want to state that for the record. This is being recorded. Not a great movie. But damn it if I don't absolutely love this movie. I love the Looney Tunes. I love random Bill Murray and Wayne Knight. I love cameos from freaking Larry Bird.
Larry's
I
not white, he's clear.
He's clear. Uh I love the fact that we get through the whole movie and Michael Jordan learns at the end that he has been abiding by the regular laws of gravity and physics and realizes that he's in a cartoon and stretches himself for the final bucket of the game. I love that Danny DeVito is a voice of one of the bad guys in this movie.
And it's Space Jam, man. Yeah,
The
okay, you have to give Michael Jordan a little bit of credit, and normally you wouldn't have to say that about Michael Jordan. But he was acting entirely in this movie against nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Green, unspeaking people.
Yes.
So, grain of salt there. But I mean, this movie, I swear, I think I saw this movie 9 times in theater. This came out in the summer. I was a
saw
little
this a lot.
child. I was living in Alaska, and we had a really good uh public transportation there.
Mhm.
And on the base, like you could get into the movie like for matinees for like $1. So I saw this at least 9 times in probably 10 days.
I, Worth it. Worth it.
And do you know who my favorite Looney Tune is?
I was gonna guess Bugs, but I'm gonna go with Daffy. In fact,
Sylvester. Cannot
Sylvester.
explain to you why, but I've loved Sylvester since I was a little child. He's just been my Looney Tune.
I was always partial to the Tasmanian Devil, but we also get Lola Bunny in this one.
We do, and
Uh,
they're not subtle, even a
no,
little bit. She is
no,
sexualized immediately.
immediately. Uh, we also get Charles Barkley, Sean Bradley, Patrick Ewing, Larry Johnson, and Muggsy Bogues as the 5 NBA players whose powers are stolen.
You know,
And
you know what? Because of this movie, I know who 3 of those guys are now. Because I didn't know, like, maybe we knew Muggsy before
well,
this.
I knew them all before the movie
I know, but
personally,
like,
but I was in my Bulls phase at that point. I was
yeah,
watching a
like
lot of NBA.
the entire '90s was in their
Yeah,
Bulls phase.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I this Space Jam is a lot of fun.
It
Uh,
is 88 minutes of turn your brain off and watch the Looney Tunes do funny shit.
yeah,
And you get the at the time the greatest basketball player of all time
absolutely.
playing
Like,
basketball with
and
freaking Bugs Bunny.
and this entire movie is a commercial, and it
Yes,
was based off of
absolutely,
a commercial. So
absolutely,
it's a commercial that's based off of a commercial. It's just very long.
yes. But yeah, that's my number 10. I love Space Jam. It
Yeah,
again, not a great movie,
no,
but damn it, it's fun.
watch it.
Yeah. My number 9 is actually the first Peter Jackson film that I remember watching.
Oh, yay! This is my number 6.
Oh, sweet. Well, we're going to talk about the Frighteners then.
Yeah. Oh my
Uh,
God. This was, I think, the first movie I rewatched after we decided on 1996.
this was like the second or third for me, but yeah, um, super underrated film. This horror meets comedy meets I don't even know what else to
Kind of
describe it as.
mystery.
Like a supernatural comedy horror mystery.
Yeah, and it like
Yeah.
completely slapstick, like in very weird ways, using completely new techniques, and literally just Peter Jackson kind of going off of what like we figured out, especially with like Brain Dead and his other movie, what the kind of aesthetic that Peter
Mhm.
Jackson can give us, like where he came from. But
This
this
was
so
Weta
much
Weta
fun.
Digital did this
Yeah,
did the effects.
yeah, and
So
it's Michael J. Fox also acting to mostly no one,
yep.
uh, doing a better job because he's an actual actor.
I
And
feel like he would have done worse acting with Jake Busey in the same room. So
I don't know. Jake Busey is incredible though.
I do love Jake
Um,
Busey.
treat okay. Also, like early '90s crush, Trini Alvarado,
Oh,
dude. Like the like, I guess is it just because she is the most innocent looking woman, like a girl, adult woman ever.
hmm
She's just
yeah.
that's her look. And then yeah, Jake Busey. But man, my favorite part of this movie is D
Jeffrey Combs.
Wallace. D
Jeffrey Combs.
Wallace.
Ah, D
When D
Wallace is
Wa-
great. Do
when
not
D
get me wrong.
Wallace goes nuts at the end, Jeffrey Combs is nuts throughout. And
Yes.
we kind of get used to it, but when D Wallace goes nuts, that cackle that she
Yeah.
has, I mean, come on. Like
No, that is
I
really
loved
good. You're
it.
right.
And then Chi
Chi
McBride is
McBride. I was getting ready to say Chi McBride is great in this.
who doesn't love Chi McBride? If you don't know who you know who Chi McBride is, you might
Yes.
not know his name, but Chi McBride is amazing. Uh, Arlie Ermery shows up basically as himself.
As himself, yeah.
Um, but
A
it's a lot of
ghost of
fun,
a master sergeant.
and it's just a ton of fun. It's literally just a guy whose wife got killed in mysterious circumstances, and he becomes a ghost. Like he can see
Uh,
ghosts
he can
after.
see ghosts and he quote unquote hunts ghosts, but basically it's all a grift.
Yeah, and then until it's no longer a grift, until it's an actual haunting, and
Yes.
and then whenever it goes like into what it is, it becomes really fun movie.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's already a fun movie. It just becomes a bonkers movie. So I love the Frighteners, man.
Yeah. No, I'm a huge Frighteners fan. I remember seeing this around 1996, and I thought it was great, and it still is. The rewatch was really good. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Michael J.
The
Fox doing great physical comedy.
Yes,
Holy, like jump, like bouncing off of cars, like
yes,
like doing his run. Like he could have been like Tom Cruise, man. He could have, like, had he stuck with like movies and not like gotten the diagnosis.
not gotten Parkinson's.
I mean, dude was charismatic. Like, it's just the way he talks.
Yeah,
Man, I love
he's a
Frighteners.
special talent for sure.
Yeah,
What do you have at number 9?
I mean, go team, go team. No, quack, quack, quack.
Quack,
It's
quack,
D3,
quack,
the Mighty
quack,
Ducks, man.
quack.
It's like, of movie series that I watched the most, it was it was probably the Mighty Ducks as a kid. Like the
I
series that I watched,
Yeah.
it was probably Ducks. And
The fact that we only saw Coach Bombay very little in this is the
three
only reason.
times, three scenes, yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why it's not in my top 10. If this was like 94 that we were talking about,
With
D2
D2.
would be on there. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Uh,
But he's a douche in D2.
but mostly because of Russ
Yeah.
and his knuckle puck.
Oh god. Like, he doesn't, I don't even think he hits the knuckle puck once in D3, which is upsetting.
He doesn't.
Um
They try, but the
but
varsity gets him.
But you know what? The thing is, Keenan Thompson's actually kind of the voice of reason on the team in this movie, so I'm kind of okay with it. It's like, I don't want to lose my scholarship, dude. You went from LA to Minnesota, lose that scholarship.
It's okay.
But no, D3 of the Mighty Ducks is like, so confusing as a kid, because I don't know what I thought it was in when I was a little kid, because I was 8 when this movie came out, so like they had to be adults, but they were not. They were freshmen in high school. But it's it's just a fun movie. Like, Charlie Conway is one of my favorite characters ever. Even though he's ridiculous in this movie, I love like my the things that the movies that I love the most. I love horror, obviously, but high school kind of comedies are my jam. And this is a high school comedy. I understood a little bit more on this most recent watch. I understood, like, his girlfriend, the girl who he likes a little bit more, um, in this
This
last
was
rewatch.
this was the first time that I remember seeing Michael Cudlitz.
Yes, yeah. Did we meet him? Was he the guy that we met up in Boston?
That is correct.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, he was nice. Interesting place where we were.
Yes.
Uh,
We also get to see Paul Correa in D3.
yes. Well, he was the reason why I knew who Paul Correa was, and then I was like, oh, Paul Correa.
But
I was a Red Wings fan. That was my team.
can I just say that there's a special place in my heart for Connie Moreau.
Yeah, Connie Moreau and Julie the Cat Gaffney.
Yeah.
That is
Special
God.
place in my heart.
Marguerite Moreau. I've always known that name, but Julie the Cat Gaffney is Colombe Jacobson. I've always loved her name, Colombe. But yeah, yeah, Julie the Cat. You get Ken Wu is back. Okay, my biggest problem most recently with this watch is I didn't.
Is that Mike
notice as a
Vitar's
kid.
in it, and he's not Benny the Jet Rodriguez?
No, it was the guy who played Gunnar Stahl.
Oh,
And
okay.
D2 is also in this movie, and he's a completely different. He's the goalie for the varsity,
Yeah, that's really weird.
and he has like significant lines. So, but yeah, I still love this movie. Eldon Hinton is still like the biggest lie in the history of my childhood. I thought he was a giant. Turns out he's just a normal sized person. Um, I mean, Fulton Reed was supposed to be a giant, okay, and he wasn't.
He is just a normal sized human being.
Yeah.
He's also now Foggy.
Yes, Foggy Nelson, and he's back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to bring up D3. We don't need to go too much more into
No.
it. It's the
I
lesser of the trilogy,
the
but
trilogy, but
I
it's still
still
good.
love D3. Nick, I hate to do this to you.
All right, this is your number 8.
I hate to do this to you.
Okay.
And it could climb, but I don't think it will. It's a Coen Brothers movie.
Okay.
It's Fargo. I finally watched it.
Did not make my list.
What? Oh, wow. I thought Fargo would make your list. That
I wanted
is
it to, but I told you I went pure nostalgia.
okay. I ended up liking Fargo. I don't love it, but I like because we've noticed that I am not a Coen Brothers person, but I gotta say, Frances McDormand is
Oh, she's
so
so brilliant.
good, so good in
She's
the movie.
so brilliant.
William H. Macy just trying to cover up everything throughout the entire movie, dealing with Steve Buscemi, and I love Peter Stormare.
Peter
Love him.
Stormare and Steve Buscemi and Frances McDormand are like the 3 best parts of this movie.
Yeah,
Like legitimately hands down.
it's so funny. And then I forgot Melissa Peterman is like I didn't know she was a hooker. I thought she was just a girl at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the 2
Oh,
girls
yeah.
who's talking to Francis and just giving the worst like description ever. If you don't know, Melissa Peterman she's incredible. She was on the show Reba. She was also on the show Baby Daddy. I hope she's on the new Reba show, whatever show is coming out. I hope Melissa Peterman's back because that woman is a gift. Uh,
Oh, she's hilarious. She's
uh,
absolutely hilarious.
but no, this movie's a lot of fun. I watched it for the first time 2 months ago now. But yeah, this movie is on my list mainly because of Frances McDormand. That woman
She
is
kills it.
so good in this movie.
She absolutely kills it.
Yeah.
And she's just a fantastic actor in general.
Yeah.
Like she
She gets it.
put her in everything. Put her
Yeah.
in everything.
She knows how to do everything. So
Yeah, no, this is like the definition of a black comedy for sure.
yeah. This
I
one's
mean,
good. I like it.
somebody gets put in a wood chipper, guys.
Figure out who of the people we meant who's the most obvious person to get put into a wood chipper.
Yeah.
Nick, what's your number 8 movie?
So weather's starting to turn, starting to get warmer here. I got the bug to play golf, and what better movie
Never
outside
seen
of
it.
maybe Caddyshack
Never seen it.
to watch than 10 Cup, starring Kevin Costner, Cheech Marin, Rene Russo, Don Johnson, and a whole bunch of people from the CBS golf world. This is a ton of fun.
Ten
It's
Cups.
sports. It's part sports movie, part comedy, part rom com, part. If you've ever played golf, like the most satisfying and most frustrating thing you'll ever watch. Because just for the scene at the end alone, where if you haven't watched the movie, Kevin Costner plays this broken man who runs a driving range in freaking Texas, in the middle of nowhere in West Texas, and he qualifies for the U.S. Open, which to be an Open you have to allow amateurs to qualify. So it's not just professional golfers. Well, he is in the lead of the U.S. Open, and he has this shot that he has taken on the 3 previous rounds, and he has put it in the water all 3 times, and he just insanely goes for it and like drops ball after ball, hits him in the water, and his last ball in the bag, he hits it on the green, and it's like the most incredible shot of all time. But because of that, he loses the U.S. Open, and it's like just emblematic of not only toxic masculinity but the game of golf in general. And it's a funny movie. Kevin Costner plays a great everyman.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how he pulls it off.
Yeah, it's impossible because that man's the furthest thing from
An everyman. Yeah.
But he looks the part.
Yeah.
I imagine he has everyman qualities like in his
Sure.
own life, but he doesn't need to now.
No. Rene Russo's very good.
I see. I didn't think of this movie like, and I love Kevin Costner and I
Mhm.
love comedies. Why haven't I watched this movie? I need to watch this movie. But please, you're speaking of Rene Russo.
She plays a psychiatrist, and she's just, I mean, she's Rene Russo.
Yeah,
If you've seen her in a movie, you know she's great.
yeah,
Cheech is always going to be
yeah.
hilarious.
I didn't know Cheech was in there, and I'm like,
Uh,
I kind of owe it to Cheech.
Don Johnson plays a great just asshole. Like he's a
I mean,
great douchebag,
yeah.
which is what he plays in this movie.
And we
So
talked about his daughter earlier.
Nepo baby Dakota Johnson.
All right, Tin Cup. You know what? You kind of convinced me. I might watch it. I might, if it's streaming, I might watch it tonight.
It's worth a watch, I assure you.
That's on Prime
At
for $4.
at number 7.
Yeah. Yes, you're number 7. Let's take a break.
Okay.
And we're back. Hey Nick.
Yay!
Why did no? What's your number 7?
My number 7 stars the incomparable Andy McDowell and the just flat out amazing Michael Keaton. This is a Harold Ramis directed film, Multiplicity.
You know, I wanted to watch it. Like it's not streaming anywhere. I wanted to watch it.
It it did not do well at the box office. People apparently in 1996 did not enjoy it. I remember this movie not only fondly,
Yeah.
but when I rewatch it, because I do own a physical copy of it, um, it is just a hilariously good time. And you get like 4 separate Michael Keatons on screen at the
Yeah.
same time, all with different personalities.
Yes, and all different levels of intelligence.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And it's Michael
Lenny's real funny.
and it's Michael Keaton, so you know it's good because that man does not miss.
Yeah. A copy of a copy may not be as sharp as the original. Just remember that.
I loved this movie growing up. I just wish I could have watched it. Money's tight, and I just don't. I already spend so much on streaming services.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it. Ann Cusack's in this.
love Anne.
Eugene
We're all talking about
Levy's.
Joan on X
Yeah.
this past week.
I love Joan.
Everybody loves Joan.
God bless you, Joan.
What's your favorite Joan character?
Gross Point Blank.
Okay. 16
Anyway.
Candles.
Ooh.
Like one speaking line. But she's just in the background pulling focus, man.
I do love Joan. Brian Doyle Murray is in this film, and I spoke of Andy McDowell, who is Michael Keaton's wife in the film, and just I don't have much to say about it. It is a silly freaking comedy that revolves around Michael Keaton cloning himself to get more time to do the things he wants to do.
Yeah. And then realizes that, and then he's just realizing that he's just missing out, and that's where the heartwarming part comes in.
Yeah.
So it's a good movie.
That's as deep as it gets.
I also suggest watching Multiplicity. Please, it's a good movie. You should watch. It's not going to win any awards, but why do you have to watch a movie because it's going to be like a certain thing? You got Michael Keaton, one of the greatest comic actors.
Greatest living legends.
Natural charisma, like out the like he's the best part of he makes Speed almost worth watching. Not Speed. Flash. He makes the Flash almost worth watching.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I mean, yeah, not everything has to win awards. What do you got at 7?
Nick, welcome to Earth, man. You know what?
Roland Emmerich, you bastard. You've done something good.
He did so good.
Welcome to Earth.
It's one of the greatest summer blockbusters of all time. It like Bill Pullman.
I was about to say it has the greatest speech of all time by none other than Bill Pullman.
Yeah, it's the best literally presidential speech in any movie. and that's hard saying. It's hard to say because there's been some good ones, some based off of real life, and yet
Yeah.
somehow
This
Bill
is still
Pullman's
better.
speech is the best presidential speech ever put on camera.
When the YouTube video from a few years back when the guy was on the New York subway with the speaker and the air horn and they're just doing the speech word by word and everybody's like, "Shut the fuck up." It was glorious.
And man, another great Randy Quaid movie, which sucks about
Too
that guy.
too bad he went crazy.
Yeah, but man,
Do
if
you
he's
think it was
not,
the aliens?
I mean, he
Do you
got him
think
back. He
do,
got him back though.
do you think he's a method actor and like he really thought aliens abducted him?
Yeah, but then he would think that he's dead because
I'm just
he sacrificed.
just thinking.
Sorry,
I'm just
just
thinking
poking
out loud.
holes.
Just thinking out loud.
But Randy, like literally, that role is I
Not
fly.
from not
I'm
from
pilot.
tyranny or oppression, but from annihilation.
I fly. I'm
I'm a
pilot.
pilot. It's not I'm a pilot. It's
I'm
I'm
pilot.
pilot.
And it's
You know he's
perfect.
been drinking nothing but mimosas all morning.
Oh
Yeah.
my, he's so perfect. It's so perfect. And then Jeff Goldblum, like this is like somewhat an understated Jeff Goldblum movie.
I was thinking the same thing, and I'm not sure how
And
I feel about it.
yet he's still Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, it
And then
100%.
Will Smith is probably one of the most charismatic he's ever been in this movie.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, this was before Jada Pinkett was fucking everybody else.
I think this was during. Well, no, this is right around,
Oh, okay.
right around. Well, actually, when did Tupac die? Uh, Alexa, when did Tupac die?
Dying.
He died this year.
Oh god, I don't
This
know
year,
why I found
2024.
that. I don't know why I found that so funny.
It's probably right around the time, because she wanted to be with Tupac.
Yeah.
They went to school together. So,
Uh, I think we need to talk about the fact that Judd Hirsch is fantastic
so
as
good,
Jeff Goldblum's
so good.
dad. Uh,
First time I remember Judd Hirsch, and it's a good one.
we also get Robert Loggia as the general.
Yeah. But no, Independence Day. Was this on your list?
It was not.
What the bro?
We also get Harvey Firestein.
Yes, Harvey is so good. But no, like Independence Day, like this movie is a staple on July. Like people can be outside doing fireworks. You know what? A ton of people are doing. They're staying inside and watching
Independence Day
on
so
FX.
I posit this that President Thomas Whitmore is both the worst and best president in fake America history, and I posit it because of this. One, the aliens obviously killed a lot of people, but he did have that speech.
He did. But you know what? I don't put the deaths on him. I put it on. He didn't know about it. He didn't know about it. Remember, like the
You want to listen to
Department
Jeff
of Defense.
Goldblum first?
Yeah, you're not wrong. But the Department of Defense did not do him any favors.
No. What a
And
fun
also,
movie
like
this was.
Also, like he got punched.
He
Like,
did.
he thought that. Remember, this is also before he became president too.
True. What a fun movie this is.
Yeah, I love Independence Day. It's an amazing movie. And yet my number 7.
Yeah.
We already talked about my number 6, which was The Frighteners. Nick, what is your number 6 this week?
Oh man, there's a part of me that wanted to put this movie higher, but because of what is 1 through 5 on my list, it just I couldn't do it. But I have watched this movie no less than probably 100 times, and it is Tom Hanks, I believe his directorial debut. That Thing You Do.
I still haven't. I planned to watch it for this. I just somehow avoided it this entire time.
I don't understand how you could avoid this, man.
I know.
It's so damn good.
I need to watch it. And you know what? I'm gonna watch it before next week.
Tom Everett, Liv Tyler,
Steve Zahn.
Steve Zahn, Ethan Embry,
Thank you.
Tom Hanks, Charlize Theron, Giovanni Ribisi. I mean,
I
just
just watched. I
great
just watched
actors.
his best bit whenever he was on
Peter
Friends.
Scolari,
Yeah.
Rita Wilson, Tom Hanks' wife is in it. Kevin Pollak shows up.
Also, I
Man,
think there's an extended
Clint Howard.
version of this movie that's like 30 minutes longer too.
I would watch it. I want to find it.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm a big Ethan Embry fan. I'm a big Steve Zahn fan.
Paul Feig's in it.
Obviously Tom Hanks as well, but I love Giovanni. I and it the Oneaters, man.
The Oneaters.
I do I've seen enough of this movie to know that I like it. I just haven't watched it. So
It, it follows a fake band right after the Beatles hit big. Um, Takes place in 1964, and it's this band that comes together. They had been playing shows in Erie, Pennsylvania together, and they get spotted by this guy who passes them along to Tom Hanks, who's this kind of known
manager.
record producer, manager. And it's just, man, it's so good. And man, Liv Tyler's so amazing. But this is 100% Tom Everett's film. Tom Everett Scott's film.
And it's his debut.
Is it really?
His film debut, apparently.
Wow. Well, he plays Guy Patterson, who is the drummer. And man, I wanted to be a drummer after that. This movie. But who steals the show? Who really steals the movie? It's Steve Zahn, 100%.
Great.
And I will go to my grave saying Steve Zahn should have been a bigger actor. He should have been in everything.
I agree, but I think he did. I imagine he probably would have wanted it a little bit easier. But you know what? I like the path that Steve Zahn kind of went on, though. I we might not have gotten some of the weird stuff that he's done. Um, I don't. This feels like it has to be after this, but I mean, Saving Silverman, like him in that movie is completely ridiculous.
Oh,
Uh,
Saving Silverman is absolutely hilarious.
but
And yes, it did come after that.
yeah, but Steve Zahn, I think we got the career that I think I wanted out of him. I think he's incredible. I think he makes a lot of sense as not a lead, but just a great contributor because I would watch something as him in the lead, but I feel like he contributes more to movies than he does leading.
I get it. I get it. I absolutely love Steve Zahn. I think
Yeah,
he's freaking hilarious.
absolutely.
So yeah, that's my number six. Give you my bottom five, if you will, my six through 10. Space Jam at 10, The Frighteners at 9, Tin Cup at 8, Multiplicity at 7, and That Thing You Do at 6.
And mine was number 10, Mars Attacks. Number 9, D3, The Mighty Ducks. Number 8 was Fargo. Number 7 was Independence Day, ID4. And number 6 was Nick's number 9, The Frighteners. Incredible. A lot of fun. Next week should be a little bit more fun. We should have a little bit.
I think we're going to have some overlap next week.
Little bit.
At least I would think we would.
I've been trying to avoid the traumatizing movie and rewatching that one. But I guess
The Cable Guy?
I did rewatch it. I watched it. Not as bad as we remember.
It's not as bad as you remember. I did rewatch it as well.
I will say Jim Carrey a little much, but he does some work in it.
Yeah.
It's also it's early Ben Stiller, it's early Judd Apatow, like early Ben Stiller directing, early Judd Apatow writing that we knew of. No, I mean there are some good movies that are sadly will not make the list.
Oh yeah, and we'll talk about those next week as well.
Yeah, but there are some movies that I do need to rewatch. Like one of the greatest, most visual movies ever.
That was very odd.
Beautiful, beautiful movie, and like I'm a 13-year-old girl when I watch it.
I assure you, it's on my list for you.
Yay! Uh, hey, you know what? I'm a Shakespeare guy. I
I
grew
know.
up I grew up reading and all that stuff. So
Ooh,
I
Drew can read.
you know, hey, in high school, like my senior year, there was like an elective that you could all like whenever they gave you all the stuff that you could sign up for the next year, your junior year. I was like one of three people in my entire senior class who signed up for Shakespeare, so I got reassigned to debate. Um,
Oh,
and
so close.
I don't know if you know this about. I'm not a debater. I'm not a studier. I'm an instinct guy. Um, I
Go with your
fail.
gut.
I failed debate, and I probably would have done really well with Shakespeare.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, I love you.
Love you too,
Just,
sir. Always good to see you. We'll be back
um,
at this next week, though, to give you
yes,
our top five from 1996.
perfect.
Drew,
Nick,
as always, it's a pleasure.
I love you.
Love you.
All right.
See
See
you
you
next
next Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah. Shut up. Get vaccinated.